So yeah, has it ever happened to you that, for example, there's a certain series of books that's like the first series, and then there's like another series, but that's like the spin-off, but with still some of the main characters from the first series of books. Has it ever happened to you that you have read the spin-off first before the first series? That happened to me. Oh. For me, the spin-off series was The Last Hero by Rick Riordan. I read this first book of the second series, plus the spin-off, before I read the first book of the first series. I am so sorry! Believe me, no one is more disappointed than me. I've read the Percy Jackson series before. I got until book 3, but then, school and stuff, and that was like 3 years ago, so reading all, but for some reason it's just kinda hard for me to get through the first book. I don't know, I know it gets better, I know, it's just the first books in series is always the hardest one for me to get through. But yeah, since we already established that, let's move on. The Last Hero. Like I said before, the first book in series is always hard for me to get through, but for some reason, this one I just in, I think it was 2 or 3 days, just whereas this one is taking me like a year to get through. Just like snapping your fingers. It's magic. And just, I don't know why. It's like the writing in this one is like much better. Maybe not much, but better. Yeah, I don't know what I'm saying, but yeah. Okay, Last Hero. 3 characters: Jason, Piper, and Leo. Jason? He has his good moments. He has his good side. He has a good heart. I know that. He means well. But sometimes it's like, Jason, sweetie, why don't you just take a break? No offense, but sometimes you try too hard. I'm sorry, I really am. And Piper, I felt really bad for her in the beginning. I mean, come on, your boyfriend just wakes up, forgets everything, and then you find out it's because of the mist, aka it never happened. It was just a memory. Just messing up with your brain. That's hard. That's mean. That's cruel. I really felt for her. Like Jason, there are sometimes moments where I can, Piper. But then most of the time, especially towards the end, we're like, yeah, badass here, coming through, make way, move aside, peasants, move aside. And Leo Voltez, however you pronounce your last name. Leo, baby, sweetie, it is not your fault. It's not your fault. I love him. What can I say about him? I love him. I have a thing about characters with low self-esteem, maybe because I relate some of it. But Leo and his relationship with his mom, and when he was a kid, and how she died, and he thinks it's his fault. I just, no, it's not your fault. Well, but yeah. If I had to rate this book, I think I already gave it 5 out of 5 stars on Goodreads, because despite the slightly slow / bad parts of this, it is a really good book, and I just shit. It's okay. It's on my bed. It's okay. So yeah, and I just recently ordered the Son of Neptune and the Mark of Athena. The Son of Neptune was not already there, it's on its way, but they already have the Mark of Athena, which I'm looking forward to read, but I can't read yet because the Son of Neptune isn't here yet, so that's a bummer. So yeah, you might notice I'm a bit slightly hyper than otherwise. That's because no one is at home and I can rant and rant and rant about this book series. I'm so sorry. Since the Son of Neptune isn't here yet, I am finally getting my ass into reading this freaking book because, you know, something, you know. Yeah, you know. And here's the English version of the first book, The Lightning Thief. Here is the Icelandic version of the first book of The Lightning Thief, and the only book, and the only Percy Jackson book that's out yet. And this one came like 2 years ago. But, gimme. Just look at it. Isn't pretty? Like this. The Icelandic version is a bit the Icelandic version is a bit bigger / taller, and it's in hardcover. And the art is just as equally pretty as this one is. Can you just that's just me fangirling a bit over the Icelandic version of this book. I'm so freaking mad. This, like I said, this book came around Christmas time 2 years ago. This is the first book. I want the second book. I do not want what happened to the ugly series. Also, I have already read, not all of it. I read Leah's story in this book. I'm sorry. The Demigod Diaries, including new short stories, games, and more. Yeah, well, definitely more. Woohoo! See. That's the Bunk 9. Bunker 9. However you pronounce it. But yeah, I have not fully read this book, but I read the Leo story because I'm such a Leo fan. I'm sorry. I really am. Kinda. Sort of. Not really much. But yeah, like I said, I'm reading the first book, then I have the second book, third book, fourth book, and fifth and final book in hardcover for some reason. I don't know, when I brought it the Percy Jackson like 2-3 years ago, and the first 4 books in paperback and the final book in hardcover. I was like, it's the whole series, I don't care in what format they are in. I thought at that time, but now I really want them all in hardcover, but you know, I'm saving money. If I can save money, I can buy all the rest in hardcover. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope to see you next time. Toodles!